Now, if you want to sound like the smartest person in the room at your next dinner party, check out Tell You First, our new podcast series. In each episode, Harish and I dive into fascinating topics you never knew you needed to know, all with a strong infusion of comedy and that uniquely Singaporean perspective. And the catch? One of us is in the know about the topic, and the other, a complete noob, making for some seriously entertaining conversations. We talk about things like the Coral crisis of 1967 when there was mass panic in Singapore over shrunken genitalia. We also go into the drama behind building the world's first night zoo, the Night Safari. And we even delve into the history of Singaporean traditions like the wedding gate crash. So head on over now to the Me Listen app, Spotify or Apple Podcasts and search for Tell You First. And now, on to the podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terrence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yes.
What is up, man?
Exciting week after being cancelled earlier in the week. Interesting feeling, right? To be, in the cancel storm for a bit. Yeah. How about
Interesting feeling in what sense?
I don't think we've ever felt so cancelled before, right? Where so many people stop following us and so many people call us out and everything like that.
But did really a lot of people call us out and stop following us?
I mean, I'm kind of stretching it a bit, lah.
Oh,
right?
okay.
When you got nothing to be cancelled, how do you get cancelled, right? Essentially. But yeah.
That's a bit arrogant, Terrence.
Why?
You say we got nothing to be cancelled.
Yeah, we got nothing to be cancelled. As in, we don't have enough clout to be cancelled.
I thought you said we have not done enough controversial stuff to be cancelled.
Stay humble, my friend. Stay humble.
Stay humble. The best advice ever.
Stay humble.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, it was one of those things that was like, it came and, I mean, like, being cancelled. I mean, yeah, it's just interesting to see how things panned out.
Yeah. And I think there have been responses from other creators as well.
Yeah.
Kitanya as well, one of the other keynote speakers at the conference. So yeah, interesting responses all around from everyone.
Interesting responses.
Yeah.
But aside from that, what else has been new, man?
Literal storms. Like last night, huge storm again in Singapore.
Yeah.
After, the crazy Stand Chart Marathon weather.
Yeah.
We're back to normal programming.
But apparently, early December supposed to have more calmer weather.
Nah, it doesn't happen. This year is quite out of whack.
Right? I mean, I remember seeing something. December. Oh, wait. Okay.
I'm talking about totality of the human race. I mean, Korea has snow. Japan has the warmest autumn ever, or something like that. Stuff is just going whack around the world. Then what's going on in Korea now as well? Yeah.
Which is the attempt to impose martial law by the current president.
Yeah.
Which was overruled by parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuts. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people talking about how in a democracy as advanced as South Korea, this can still happen. Can it not happen in Singapore?
Yeah. Exactly.
Can you imagine? I mean, the only news about our Prime Minister is that he got COVID, right?
Yeah, correct. The most powerful MC in the world, right? When he showed his COVID test on Instagram, wow. You take that and show anybody, wow, you can take a day off from running Singapore. Is that not powerful or what?
Yeah, man. Then what happens, man? What happens when the PM is on MC? Does Singapore stop?
Correct. No, I mean, you think about it, not just that, right? There's also Joe Biden pardoning his son Hunter Biden, right? It tells you something about politics around the world now, right? Where everyone's just they're trying every weird thing, every trick out of the book, right? And we're starting to see even politicians who promise not to do certain things, they just turn their back on the promises already.
Like Joe Biden.
Like Joe Biden did about pardoning his son for federal crimes that he's already been convicted on, right? So I think there's a little bit of that Trump effect going on, right? Where everyone saw the last 4 years, what has happened to Trump in the last 4 years, and the fact that he still won, and now he's going to probably get pardoned for a lot of the stuff that he was convicted for as well.
But what does that have to do with Lawrence Wong taking MC? You think Lawrence Wong, he wouldn't have been taken MC, but he's like, you know what? Trump has done all this shit, I'm going to take MC.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, that generally politics around this year especially has been going crazy. And if the craziest thing that we have experienced now is Lawrence Wong getting COVID, about 5 years too late or 4 years too late lah. But
Actually,
okay lah. Right?
actually, has he gotten
Never,
COVID?
never. It's his first time.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
for the COVID virus themselves, right?
Yeah.
This is a big achievement for them, no?
This is like the coup, the biggest coup for them. Right?
So he was the head of the MMTF that, like, you know, helped to like defend against COVID, but now COVID got Lawrence Wong.
Yeah. But
Took them 5 years, no?
doing 5 years. But it's quite. I mean, this really is quite amazing, all right? You hear about how all the ministers, all the ministers or government officials at some point or another had to go on the ground, you know, talk to people on the ground and
And they never gonna.
and they never kena COVID. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I walk into a lift with somebody and he sneezes. That's it. I'm out for the whole week already.
Yeah, correct.
But Lawrence Wong like goes around the world, meets people, takes budget airlines, everything. Still doesn't get COVID, man.
Yeah, but finally after 5 years, and I mean his quote is, "I'm feeling fine overall and will self-isolate while working from home."
Yeah,
All right, Prime Minister working from home just sounds damn funny, lah.
Yeah. Right.
But oh well. Wish him well.
Wish him well.
Hope he recovers soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still have stuff to talk about. But before we jump into that, what's our spiel, Terrence?
Welcome to the podcast. If you're new here, please like, share, follow, subscribe. Do everything you need to do on social media to make sure you get updated about the latest content that we put out. Because we put out a lot of content, right?
And if you want to work with us, you can reach out at ministryoffunny.com, our website. You can leave us a message there, or you can email us directly at contact@ministryoffunny.com.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So talking about going to lifts, you know, our first big topic, right?
Yeah.
Is about lifts.
Did we say when were we talking about lifts?
I said that if I walk to a lift and someone sneezes, I will fall sick for
that was a long gap
Pay
between.
attention,
Dude, like,
pay attention.
how many things did we talk about before you mentioned the lift?
As you said at the NEST Summit, one of the important things about being a podcaster is listening.
No,
listening is important.
Dude, that is like that is too far between the two things we're trying to segue between.
Yeah.
It doesn't qualify as a segue.
Well,
Yeah.
You're inauthentic, Harish. You say one thing and
So
you do
salty,
another.
Terrence.
You're inauthentic.
Get over yourself, Terrence.
Yeah. You're fake. You're so
we
fake.
have stuff to talk about. All right. So yes, please carry on with your anything else about your
No,
segue.
that was the segue. Yeah. So talking about lifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your segue stick to the middle. Stick to the middle. So there was a video that went viral on December 1st. So Sunday. Of a supposed fight that broke out at a lift lobby at the Vivocity shopping mall. And I think the initial video or the main video that's been posted shows this gentleman in front of the two lifts kind of being held down by some people around him.
Yeah.
And going at someone else who was in the frame for a bit but out of frame, but then the other lift door is also closing and then there's one lady trying to calm him down. And that was all. There was no context.
Yeah.
But the person in question has come out with a couple of videos explaining his perspective. But when did you first see this video or catch wind of it?
I think on the gossip rags, Mothership or something. When they posted about it and then they put all the gifs of the video on there.
But at that point in time, before the guy came out and spoke about it, like what were your thoughts?
Just about how stressful life is in Singapore. People fighting over getting out of lifts. I mean, you're talking about my general thoughts. Yeah. So immediately I just thought about how stressful life is in Singapore and all that. But actually, there's a bit more nuance to the whole thing.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, when I saw it, I was like, it's another case of rage. You know, like why these people get into fight, like
lift rage.
Lift rage.
Yeah.
Like anytime there's like big moving objects that transport people, people just get pissed off.
Yeah.
Then like you watch it again because the like gifs of it. There's one guy holding a plastic bag that gets pulled down by this dude.
Yeah.
Then another lady in like what's your tie-dye shirt, trying to calm things down.
The Ben and Jerry's colors.
Yeah. Then I was like, like what's the point of this? But then I think the day itself, the person in question, whose name is what's his name? His name is Suresh Vanas. And I'm saying it publicly because he came out on his TikTok account explaining the context. I think he uploaded a video on the day itself saying there's two sides to the story.
Yeah.
And then the next day he came out and shared. So the context is this guy Suresh, he has a brother who is wheelchair bound. And according to him, what actually happened was he was coming out of the lift, right?
Backing out, right?
Backing out of the lift, pulling his brother, and he knocked into a gentleman behind him. And he said sorry, but the gentleman was like, "Hey, see where you're going, blah blah." And then it escalated. And then apparently that guy challenged this guy to a fight, like, "Hey, come outside, we settle." And then this guy lost his shit, lah.
Yeah.
And then the other people were trying to calm him down.
Yeah.
So any other nuance to it that has been made public?
Because you look at the GIF or the video of what is happening, you see his brother who's in a wheelchair there, right?
Yeah.
There's a lady holding him and so I think like calming him down or what, covering his ears, if anything, like, right?
Yeah.
And then that lady in the rainbow shirt that you're talking about, I don't think she's actually
involved, right?
Involved in the altercation in the sense that she's not in between them, but she was actually actively trying to like de-escalate and calm the person down. And he ended up, I think, throwing her back, right? Thinking that it was someone else's back. And then hey, that's my bag. And I think people online thought that, like somehow she was involved, but actually she's not, right?
Yeah.
And actually, if anything, she was putting herself in the line of fire to try and de-escalate the situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of little heroic actions happening even in this short clip you see
actually,
here.
The more you watch it, right, the more it's like, I don't know whether they still do this. Primary school, they give you a picture.
Oral exam.
And then you talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And then you see this picture, but when you go zoom in, you realize, hey, there's a lot happening in this picture.
Yeah, correct.
You watch this one GIF, right? There's so much happening that I totally didn't notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's his wheelchair-bound brother in the foreground. Then there's another lady with a baby and a pram who tries to calm the brother down. Then at the start of the clip, the tie-dye t-shirt lady pushes a family into the other lift.
Correct.
So I'm guessing that is the family that got into the altercation lah.
Yeah.
So everyone here in the final thing may not have been involved in the altercation. And the guy Suresh, he's a big guy lah. He's got like big arms and he's got his guns, man. But it does seem like, oh shit, like this guy's picking a fight lah.
Yeah.
I only noticed the person in the wheelchair after I saw the article come out.
Correct. Same.
Yeah, so and I mean, he did speak about how this video went viral in the first place. It was apparently posted by someone on Facebook and Complaint Singapore and all that. And it didn't paint him in a good light lah. So he just wanted to explain his perspective.
Correct.
So that's the context of it. But after reading the articles, seeing his account, like what do you make of the whole situation?
I think you go to his account. It struck me immediately that this guy is a very serious caregiver, right? Very, very committed, very dedicated to caregiver to his brother, who's in a wheelchair. And I'm not just saying in the sense of like, he's making videos that make him look like the poor thing and things like that. But he's actually, you can see like even way before this incident, he's been bringing around his brother a lot, to experience things just as any, people without disabilities would be able to experience, like going to the beach and everything. So yeah, and he makes it look like a very happy time for him and his family, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy has dedicated a big part of his life to helping take care of his brother, right?
Yeah. I mean, he has a big following. He has 142k followers on TikTok. That's now. I don't know whether over the past few days increased. But same thing, when I went to his account, I mean, he's a big guy. Stereotypical. I thought it would be just like gym videos and stuff like that. But so many videos, like what you said, he's like, laughing with his brother. And maybe that's why he has such a big following, because I think he did mention that he wants to kind of keep his brother happy and like show that you can have happiness with someone in a wheelchair, and the person in a wheelchair himself can lead a normal life.
Yeah.
So, and it goes way back. It's not something he only recently doing. In fact, his whole account seems to be celebrating his brother.
So it's very sweet, right?
Yeah, it's damn sweet, man. You watch it, you're like, wow, like it's damn emotional, like how he treats his brother, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why in his video he did talk about how life as a caregiver in Singapore is damn stressful. And he went on to, like almost chastise people who I think if you're able-bodied and all, be open to taking the lift when in crowded areas.
Escalator.
Escalators in crowded areas. And just talking about life of a caregiver. And he's uploaded 3 videos. The most recent video, I think, maybe today or yesterday, was talking about the caregiving in Singapore as a whole. Kind of like using what happened to him as a way to get these messages across.
Yeah.
But do you have any experience with that Vivocity lift? Because I've seen people on Reddit say that's a shitty ass lift.
It's basically it services all the parking lots. You know, the whole, I think 4 or 5 floors of parking lots.
Yeah.
And it's just 2 lifts that service like 4 levels of parking lots. And the whole mall.
Yeah, and Vivocity is huge.
Vivocity is one of the biggest malls in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those lifts that like a lot of times I've gone there, waited for a lift, and then it opens and it's full, and I ended up like just taking the stairs. I can't wait, right? Very bad design, bad design on Vivocity's part.
Yeah.
So I can empathize a lot with him when he's saying like if he's pulling a wheelchair, or even for young parents of young children, right, a stroller or something, that place is impossible. Yeah. And if not, then you just take the escalator, which are also very crowded, a lot of times, and not very easy to access for someone with a wheelchair, for sure. Yeah. But you mean you never experienced it before?
No, I have. I don't think I've ever taken that lift.
Oh, okay.
Because same thing. Like when I'm coming out of MRT, if I need to go up, if I see the lift, because it is really like there's a whole open area for Vivocity. Then there's one wall and there's 2 lifts.
Yeah.
It's not even you go into it's just facing everything. And I can't imagine a time when I was there and it didn't look like, okay, you're gonna have to wait like a long time. Which sounds it's a bit ridiculous.
But I mean that's because you haven't brought your kid on a stroller yet.
Correct.
So once that starts, then you start to realize that there are malls that are designed very badly. Not very family friendly.
Yeah. I mean, even malls without nursing rooms now we are realizing, and it is really an amazing thing to have a nice clean nursing room in a mall. So because we haven't started bringing our kid out in a stroller yet. But soon
Yeah, nice big nursing room is great, but just the feeling that you don't have to feel like embarrassed about every step you take along the way, right?
Yeah.
I think Vivocity is one of those places where, like, you just, even without a stroller, you walk only, you're bound to walk into someone or crash into someone, and you have to siam and say sorry and whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really like the experience. The way people are funneled in Vivocity, and it's so big, it makes it damn troublesome to get from one end to the other, right?
It's
like the floors, the way they're divided, you have to walk around and all that, and the escalators are in like weird places,
Yeah.
So I really don't like the layout of the mall.
Yeah, and I mean yesterday I had the first taste of like being self-conscious about our kid crying. We were in Yakun. We started crying them loud.
Yeah.
Then we had to walk in, walk out, and
walk out, really? As in leave the place?
No, because like what always suits our kid is like walking and carrying.
Yeah.
So we would take turns to go, but in the end we just tap out and left.
Yeah. But I mean, eventually you got to learn to just grow a thick skin and just like fuck the noise, fuck the
stairs and
everything.
I haven't got used to that yet.
Yeah. That's level 1 like malls and all these places.
Then
level
plane,
2 is planes.
I was just thinking that I was like, walao, I couldn't even plane. You got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
If it's a 12-hour or 8-hour flight, it's tough, man.
Yeah, and if your kid vomits all over themselves.
Can I do you before?
Yeah, then you got to...
On the plane?
Yeah, then you got to like do stuff in the plane to change and everything. And
oh my God.
Be dragging around like... Yeah. But anyway, So that's one aspect of... I think what his video is quite interesting because it's not a short video. And he talks not only about his reaction in that moment, but he talks about caregiver stress.
Yeah.
He talks about the design of lifts. I think he talks about design of lifts or someone, maybe not, but he talks about lift etiquette, which is one whole big thing by itself. And he also talks about how the people who were taking the video, or the person who was taking the video, edited the video to make it to, cut out some context, right?
Yeah.
And he even names or even shows the face of the person who posted that original edited video, supposedly.
Yeah, correct.
And then he also ends by asking anyone who's not happy with him and commenting and all that to come and challenge him in public, right?
Yeah, correct.
So it's a call to action,
very structured,
structured.
Lay out the premise, give your side, and call to action.
This guy should be a content creator. Oh wait,
he is a content creator. Very successful content creator. I was, subscribe, leave a rating. His one is meet me outside.
Just do it. Yeah, meet me outside. So, but I mean, which part of what he said, like, do you find the most interesting?
I mean, I think like the way he gave the context, I mean, you can tell he's very emotional. And he didn't edit his video at all. It's just a one take and it feels very real. The thing about, like, I mean, he was talking about a person who posted the video and he gave the Facebook profile. I mean, I don't even know whether that's actually her picture. Because, you see a lot of Facebook accounts with, like, the profile picture might just be someone else, you know. But apparently in his latest video, he has filed 2 police reports. One about, I think, the behavior itself. Because I think he mentioned that the Vivocity staff could not release the CCTV videos. But a police report might make that releasable. Then the second one is against the person who posted the video. And apparently he's found out, like, where she works. She's not Singaporean. And he even gave the address of the block, but not the unit itself. So that's why I felt like, wow.
Need to go that far now.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I mean, as much as this video is about lift etiquette and all, listening to this video, I felt there was a certain element of, like, foreign, local kind of thing. Because he was talking about the person uploading it being Filipino, and that, Filipino migrant workers, domestic workers who come, a lot of you all are amazing, do great work, but don't come and just expect us to be nice to you because you've worked here for 7-9 years. Then I was like, oh shit, where did he get that info from,
Yeah.
Because if I see a Facebook account with a name that, like, I think it's the same name twice, right? Like, first name, last name is the same name, and a profile picture, I wouldn't know whether that's the actual person in the picture.
Yeah.
So the fact that you filed a police report already, I mean, I think it's good that you filed a police report, but to give that sort of info, that's when I felt like, oof, that feels a bit much.
Yeah, I think we can look at him as a, very sweet, caring caregiver. I think that whole thing can be separate from what he has said or done in the video, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, you don't want people to... I also don't like the behavior of people when you see some altercation, you just take out your phone and you just, like, be filming it, right?
Yeah.
And not really trying to intervene or help or anything like that, but filming and then after that uploading for, I don't know, online cloud or something. I don't like that behavior also, right? But I also don't like when people dox other people or give a lot more details than necessary about people, and then ask it was sort of like trying to get everyone to flame the person or or embarrass the person, right? That's also not something I like. So both ways, the person who posted the video and also his reaction to, put her details out there and everything, right?
Yeah.
So that part, I wasn't a big fan of it. But in terms of the lift etiquette side of things also, I wanted to ask also, do you think that that he was acting entitled in any way from what you hear, from what he said?
Yeah, basically. Taking his account as, like, the only account we have heard so far. If he was backing out and hit someone unintentionally and said sorry, even if he wasn't the most polite way of saying, hey, sorry. I mean, I don't think it's too rude or like, wow, this guy's an asshole kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because if he's backing out of the lift with a wheelchair, sometimes it's hard. Even now, with carrying our baby, already it feels like, okay, like, it's not as easy as last time when moving around corners and shit like that. So with a wheelchair, I don't know. I don't think he did anything wrong. Yeah, for you?
From what some people are speculating is that maybe that man who reacted angrily after being banged by the TikToker, maybe he was with his family, the elderly person in his family or something. Because apparently the guy's wife also was talking shit.
Yeah, right? And I think those are the few people that the tie-dye auntie is pushing into the lift.
Yeah, probably right. You see, I think a slightly older lady as well, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know the full context of how violent that bang was or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But there is something to be said, right? I think we've spoken about this before, where even when exiting an MRT and all that, I see people more and more now encroaching on the entrance of the MRT and not letting the people come out first,
Yeah.
I don't know. I maybe last time you took a lot more MRT than I did, right? And do you see that as a slight change?
I do.
Okay. Because I feel that as a change.
I do.
I've made it a point that if that's the case, I'm just going to walk through.
I'm not going to change, right?
I'm not going to change. I'm
in
going
fact,
to walk
sometimes
through.
I won't deny. I will change my path to just make sure, like, I shoulder barge them a bit.
You change your path. It means
a little bit.
For me, I just puff up. I puff up like peacock like that.
Yeah, because I'm a small guy, right?
But you also can puff up.
But okay, if I puff up like that,
your elbows out. elbows out,
I
everything.
think a subtle change in direction is more tasteful, Terrence.
Okay.
Just see me like a peacock.
Yeah. No, for me, I just puff shoulders up. So for you, it's like you really walk into the person. You go full Roy Keane.
No. I just maybe like half a degree, and then just make sure like they know that I'm there lah.
I see.
It also depends on the kind of day I'm having lah.
Yeah. And the physical condition of the person lah. Right?
Oh yeah, true.
You make that very quick assessment lah, right? Make sure the person doesn't collapse if you just bang them,
in a few microseconds I have to decide, am I 0.2 degrees? Like shoulder, elbows out.
Yeah. Because I think I think people have forgotten that there are lines around the MRT entrances for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like if there's no enforcement going on, like if the MRT staff are not doing the enforcing, then unfortunately we as citizens, we got to do it ourselves. I'm not saying this is a local foreign thing. In fact, I think there are also a lot of locals who get to do this also. So I feel that if people are going to be stubborn and don't want to, show some kind of courtesy towards the people exiting, then it needs to be, we need to take back that space from them lah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the lift stuff, the thing I like about where I'm staying is that the lift, it's a HDB, but the lift has a little glass panel.
So you can
I think that helps a lot, no?
Okay.
Yeah, like because as it goes down, it comes to the first floor. People can see, and then even if you're standing in front, I'll just like stare at them. But generally, like the estate, people kind of see each other, so there's more courtesy. Like. Whereas things that are very transactional, but actually MRT they can see also.
Can see, yeah. That's why I
That's
really
true, they can see.
It's clearly they just don't care. Yeah.
Because the lift etiquette, maybe I take MRT more than I do take lifts. I don't know, but the lift etiquette, if you ask me, has it been, I feel like it's being encroached? I don't know, but MRT definitely, man.
Yeah.
MRT definitely.
So yeah, I mean, in this sense, this guy is literally trying to wheel his brother on a wheelchair out there. So I can't sympathize with anyone who feels like they have right of way just because they have a elderly member of the family or anything like that.
But do you think like even in this situation, he should not lose his top like this?
I mean, it's easy to say, right, from our perspective here. But I'm sure you've been in those situations. I've been in those situations where someone riles you up by saying something, right? And you have to say something back or what lah. And it's not your proudest moment. It's definitely not anybody's proudest moment. But what you hope for is nobody takes a video of you doing it or saying it lah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Which last time, 10 years ago, you can. You lose tempo, you're like, okay, fuck, you go back, you reflect, you meditate a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but now, cannot.
Yeah. I'm not even saying that as like, content creator or anything. I'm just saying as a regular human being.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like the subject of a video showing you in your most angry phase of your behavior lah, right?
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's also a sign that, okay, people in Singapore are stressed lah. Stressed. But like, in terms of viral videos going viral for the wrong reasons and shedding light, I think this is one of the most inclusive viral videos of all time.
Yeah, it is.
Because you look at it, right? Yeah. Almost every demographic is represented.
Yeah.
Here is an Indian man who supposedly got into an argument with a Malay family, being calmed down by a mix of Chinese, Malay, and Indian people.
Indian people, yes.
There is someone who is in a wheelchair.
Yes.
There are elderly people.
Yeah.
There's a lady in a hijab.
Yeah.
It's just...
Plus the lady who was comforting the wheelchair-bound brother as well.
Who is of a different race.
Yeah, different race, yeah.
It's just, you look at it, you're like, if you ask AI, right? Give me an inclusive, representative viral video in Singapore, representative of the population demographic. It's like this. There's a majority Chinese in the video.
Correct, yeah.
It's as Singaporean as it can get.
So I would say, if next year, they're looking for National Day Parade video, they should reenact this whole scene as part of the National Day song, This is like what Singapore represents.
Then suddenly, they dance.
And they're all happy and all together.
Honestly, it looks like you just watch the clip. Every time you watch the clip, it makes you reflect on life, on society, on, interracial relations.
Correct.
Intergenerational. There's a baby. There's an elderly person. There's a like a lady wearing a tie-dye t-shirt who, looks a bit old for a tie-dye t-shirt.
Yeah.
But it's all happening in one shot.
Yeah. I mean, if I was an alien, let's say the asteroid hit Earth and Earth just wiped out one day, and an alien comes to Earth and finds all the videos and sees this, they'll be like, what country is this? Like, what place is this?
What place
All the
is this?
people look different. There's a man in a wheelchair. There's like, people taking this lift. There's
a
like
guy who's jacked.
like
all
fighting.
shapes and sizes.
But there's a very small woman wearing a Ben and Jerry's rainbow shirt, like actually getting the frame. What's going on?
And people use different types of bags. Some are sling over the shoulder. Some is a backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
This
a relic.
This is as we are Singapore as it gets, really, right?
No, but actually it starts off like this, just altercation. Then they play some music by Dick Lee or something, and then they just start dancing. Oh my god!
Well, what needs to happen now is a video, like maybe a podcast or something, where this man and the other man both come on, plus the lady in the Ben and Jerry shirt,
plus the lady,
and just talk through the whole thing,
Oh man,
bond over like nasi lemak or something.
Yeah. I mean, like this guy, like really kudos to him. I assume he's going to keep uploading videos about the life of a caregiver in Singapore. And I mean, like now I'm having to take care of another being, a human who can't take care of herself, right? And of course, it's nowhere compared to like having someone in a wheelchair. But holy shit, man! Like there's so many things that you never thought about. So for people who are actively caregiving individuals who are in wheelchairs or have terminal illness and all, wow, it must be damn shit.
But hopefully, like I think ultimately the people who design these places, right? Vivocity, Jewel at Changi, all that. Just know that your lifts suck, right? They're just really bad.
Oh, Jewel also.
Jewel also is another place where the lift situation is not good, yeah. And considering that it's like right by the airport and the millions of people who pass through every day is quite ridiculous.
So I guess as a parent of a 4-year-old now, you know which malls have nursing rooms, which malls have good lifts.
Oh, nursing rooms not so much really, not so much. And then now my kid's at the age where he enjoys escalators, walking and everything a bit more. But I think in your situation, the next 1-2 years, you'll start to experience a bit. Then you'll know which there'll be some favorite malls and everything.
Malls. But I mean, interesting. Like I don't think this will become like a parliamentary issue or something, but if it results in more conversations about accessibility.
Yes.
Yeah, then all for it, man.
Yeah.
But and I mean, like as much as he said, the auntie got involved unnecessarily. I mean, kudos to people for trying to help lah. And she was saying, calm down.
Yeah.
Then her back kena thrown lah.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, it's not say people just watching and doing nothing lah.
If you were there, in a rainbow T-shirt or so lah, right? How would you have got involved?
So I've never been in a situation like that, but I would like to think that I would try and like do something to help out lah.
Yeah.
I would like to think lah.
You like to think?
I would like to think. You?
I always default to that thing about you don't have to ask about or tell people to stop fighting or whatever. But try to remind them that they're in a public place by, like asking them, hey, can I borrow your salt? That kind of thing.
Or like McDonald's where? Excuse me. Or MRT, how to go to MRT?
Yeah. Or try to be nice. Hey, guys, I heard a bit of shouting. Is everything okay? That kind of tone, as opposed to like, calm down.
I think you're gonna punch.
I probably will gonna punch. Yeah. So I've seen like altercations between drunk people outside like Zouk and all that. And every time I want to get involved, usually a fight has broken up by the time I actually get there already. I quickly run away before I get involved.
I see.
So I've not that I want to, but I think it's not in everyone's calling to have to like be this rainbow woman that be in the middle of the fight. But there are things that you can do to just remind them that in a public space and don't do anything silly to each other. Right? I
mean, like that lady, assuming that she didn't know the brother in the wheelchair before this, coming up and kind of, covering his ears that's a nice, good Samaritan as hell, man. But yeah, man.
So there's one of those videos that you watch like, it's supposed to make you feel angry and all, but then you watch it like, there's so much.
Makes you think about life.
Yeah, makes you think reflect a lot about life. Yes.
Life in Singapore and like, man.
Correct. But but just thinking about life in Singapore and how stressful it is. More reasons to stress, even with your favorite food chains and everything. And what is this food chain we're talking about?
See, Terrence, the segue came right after the subject, which makes it a lot more seamless.
Thank you for listening, Harish. Yeah. That makes you much more authentic. That makes you much more authentic in my eyes. I rather praise you as real when you are being real like that. Lah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I'm saying actually.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying. Just enjoy the good segue.
Sorry.
All right, enjoy the good segue.
Yeah.
But yes, it is news that Astons steak and salad have increased their prices since December 1st, up by 19%. But it's due to service fee and GST charges finally being part of the price. Which means that up till December 1st, 2024, they didn't charge service tax and GST.
Yeah, but I just want to puff you there. It's not 19% because first you get charged 10% service charge. Then 9% on that, 110% or whatever. I don't know, lah, but it's more than 19%. Basically. Wow. Hey, you study what? You study what?
So it's 19.9 lah. 19.9%.
Love it when I'm able to tell the engineer in the room that his math is wrong. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
19.9%.
Correct.
So yeah. So even all these articles wrong.
Did they
they said it now costs 19% more.
They quoted someone saying basically a 19% increase.
No, like Mothership, the first line, it now costs 19% more to eat at Aston Steak and Salad.
Okay, you got it. Yeah,
Mothership. But yeah, I totally forgot also that GST is on top of service charge.
That's right.
But yeah, so apparently like prior to December 1st, like char grilled chicken dinner would be $24.50, but after that it was
No, this was already this is before.
That was before. It's just that they showed net prices prior to December 2024. That means what you see on the menu is the final cost.
Yep.
But after December 2024, they removed the word net, and they had something about being subject to 10% service charge and 9% GST.
Correct.
So the example was that a steak which is now listed as $31.90 will now cost $37.96.
So people are angry, right?
Angry, lah.
Up in arms.
What's your relationship with Astons? I always thought it was Astons until this article.
Oh, because you like Ashton Kutcher, right?
No.
Then,
don't know. Astons sounds like it's missing a letter.
Yeah, but you've been right. I
like Astons. Actually, there's Aston Martin. What the hell am I talking?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Astons.
No lah. I mean, it's always been a slightly decently priced restaurant. Definitely not upmarket, right?
Yeah, but you go there almost for the price, right?
You go there for the price, and maybe as when you were younger and everything, you go there. But then as a dad to young children, or young child, right? You end up going there a lot more also lah.
Oh, so you went a lot more, is it?
I think in more recent years, because you would go with the child, and because it's for the family, more upmarket family experience.
It's like a restaurant lah, right?
Yeah,
a restaurant, but the prices are not crazy.
Prices were not crazy, and it's always been seen as such. It's not crazy,
but now actually a bit more expensive.
Yeah, definitely. The prices have gone up.
Oh, because there's Aston's Grill also.
Correct.
But what's the thing? Aston's Grill and Aston's Steak and Salad different, right?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. There's Andes, there's Aston's Steak and Salad.
So which is the one that is this including service and
steak and salad? Yeah.
So not Aston's Grill lah.
No, not Aston's Grill. Yeah.
Oh, that's a big difference.
So just this particular branch, which they have outlets in Marina Square and is it Suntec City?
Oh, so there's Aston's
or Orchard.
There's Aston's Steak and Salad. There's Aston's Specialities.
Yeah.
Then there's Andes, there's Chickaboo, Aji Ichi, the Ranch.
Yeah.
Oh.
So sorry, Marina Square and Center Point, 2 branches. For Aston's Steak and Salad.
Oh, that's why the prices were a bit more expensive.
So, but a lot of people were discussing that. But this also means that they've been absorbing GST and service charge all along, right?
Yeah.
And now they finally have sort of succumbed to the global inflationary pressures. So, do they deserve the flag that they're getting from people online?
Wait, so is there the basic Astons or
not? I'm not sure about that actually.
Because when I look under Aston's brand, there's I don't think there's Aston's, the basic Astons anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, Aston Specialties, Aston Steak and Salad, and this. Yeah, that's
because last time they had that cheap, a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, did it change?
Yeah. So anyway, Harish.
Yes.
Before planning your next dinner date with your wife and everything.
Hey, please.
So yeah. What do you think of the flag that they're getting for raising the prices.
No, the reason why I was trying to clarify whether or not there is still Astons, because I felt like, if it's only to Aston steak and salad, which is maybe a bit more upmarket, then I think it'll be more palatable. But if across the board Astons, like Aston specialities, are they raising the GST and all?
I don't think so. Not at this point.
Yeah, so then maybe it's one of those things that I can imagine it being annoying, but if they've been absorbing it all this while, then it's shack on them.
But I mean, you said that it's just that those particular outlets or that particular chain, but at the same time, it's a mere percentage thing, right? It's not like there's no big calculation difference whether you're charged $1 or $10. It's still a percentage that you charge for GST and service charge.
Yeah.
So if it can come to Aston Steak and Salad, there's also a chance it can come to the other outlets, not for now, right? Maybe they're testing the market and seeing how people react, which people have reacted quite badly. And apparently, I can't find the announcement anywhere anymore.
Yeah,
right?
I think they took down the Instagram.
I think they took it down from their social media or the website. So the only place you can really see the image of it is on Mothership or another one of these gossip rags. So, do you think they're getting enough, that the flag is justified?
I mean, I think it's one of those things that, you know how we were talking about the big tech, small perks a few episodes ago, and we said the moment you give a perk, taking it away is damn hard. So in this way, the perk is not having to pay GST and service charge. Taking away that perk, right, it's going to be a shock to the system. So, I don't know, I don't know whether they consider that, okay, you do it in a more staggered approach. Because Sounds familiar. Take a page from that book.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons. But maybe it also shows that, I think that's what a lot of people appreciated about Astons last time, was like, the prices are low, there's no service charge, no GST, because it showed that, okay, the company is taking one for the team. So maybe in this case, if they wanted to increase, you still take maybe half for the team and make it a bit more gradual. Maybe it might be more palatable. So I don't know, or maybe for them it's like, you know what, we just can't, and it's like a plaster, you do it quick.
Yeah.
For you?
I think it's going to be very hard for them in the sense that, like if it was any other chain or restaurants or something, right? That is doing this, it might be harder for Astons, because Astons always started out as the kopitiam. It came from the kopitiam.
It was a hawker stall, is it?
Kopitiam hawker stall, They expanded into something and became a successful franchise. And they like what we mentioned at the start was that people's impression of it is that it's decently or even quite budgetly priced, right? So to just raise the prices like that, whatever it is, global pressures or that, it's almost it's a direct hit on what is your one of the standout features of why people come to you, right? The decent price. So the moment people know that, okay, I can't rely on Astons for giving me good value already for my food, right? They're going to go to other options. They're going to go to other places that maybe don't pride themselves so much on having the cheapest meals or anything, but they pride themselves on other things, the experience, the taste and all that. Because no one's going to say that Astons has the best food in the world or anything, right?
But then on the flip side, right, if you compare Astons to another homegrown brand, then now I also don't feel like going, because it's ridiculous prices. Toastbox. And Toastbox, right, they in fact have been doing the staggered increases over time. Then you suddenly ham and cheese toast is like what? $9 for a set. And then you look back and how the hell has this been happening? It's been so gradual that you never notice.
Correct.
So on the flip side, maybe Astons being like, okay, guys, when we increase, we tell you. It will be abrupt, but after that, don't worry, there's nothing else coming. Which now talking about it, right, maybe that might be the better approach.
But then why only do it to one particular brand, right? If you want to do it, then do it across the board.
Bro.
Huh?
Steak expensive.
Steak expensive. Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying is that it seems...
what you're saying,
what you're saying seems inconsistent with what they've done, which is just to do it on these two, on Aston Steak and Salad, and not the whole chain. Because if they said every store we go to, this is going to happen, then okay, I understand. There's some, maybe your suppliers now all charging GST and all that.
In some way, do you think a lot of people even know that Astons is a group of, they have many different brands? Maybe they're doing it, just talking to okay, I'm the fans of Steak and Salad Bar, this is what's happening. But if you like Aji Ichi, I don't care .
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. That one is like, you got to ask the hardcore Astons fans. But for me, I always just, there's an Astons in this mall. Oh, there's an Astons here.
It doesn't matter whether it's Aston stick and
I don't,
salad.
I don't think about that much, right?
Mm.
But yeah, I think it might be something to either staggering it out or structuring it such that it feels like they're still absorbing part of the GST or something like, where it's not so, there's not so much sticker shock to people. Yeah. Tough one.
I think maybe where Toastbox was lacking was they never said anything.
Never even say anything, yeah.
And then yes, GST increases and blah blah blah. But suddenly and then you see now the new Toastbox all them style, no? Like they got decor and shit like that. Then when you're eating your $9 ham and cheese and your eggs and kopi, you're like, fuck, this is why lah. So yeah, maybe Astons, maybe the sweet spot is the middle ground. Yes, you can have explicit changes, but you do it staggered lah.
Yeah, because service charge, why is it mandated to have to be 10%?
Oh, that one I don't know.
Doesn't have to be, right?
Yeah.
You could charge less service charge if you wanted.
And then some people are also pointing out, saying that, okay, if you're increasing service charge, will the service staff get their salary increased also?
But
that one, a good question.
But I mean, they're not going to publish people's salaries.
True lah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
service charge.
But we know that the F&B scene, manpower is an issue in the F&B scene for sure.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps as well. But people are also saying, nowadays I use QR code to scan menu and order through a online app and everything. And I even have to return my trays and all that. So why the hell should I pay service charge? What do you think about that?
In what sort of eateries again?
Yeah, I mean like Astons-ish kind of eateries.
But Astons must return tray.
I'm not sure. But there are a lot of restaurants that I do return the tray also.
But the thing is, for Astons, right, I don't think, it's not like fast food where you go to the counter to order.
Yeah.
There's still a service staff coming to you.
Yeah.
Right? So in that sense, to me, it's like, okay, you're still getting service. So I think, return tray and all, they don't mandate. Right? If you want to be helpful to the staff and all, sure, but they don't mandate it. Right? So I think it's like a fair game.
Yeah, I do feel that maybe that's where we're still a bit lacking, where the idea of returning your cutlery or trays, all that. You can tell from people's responses that they feel like, if I pay service charge means I should not have to return trays at all by myself, right?
Yeah.
Got a bit of that sense of entitlement thing that I think over the years that we felt from at hawker centers and things like that also.
Yeah.
So I think it will take a number of years, if not a whole generation, for that mindset of just cause I return my own trays or my own cutlery means that the service here is bad. That mentality I think needs to go because ultimately even if you return your trays and all that, someone still needs to clean the tables. If anything, it helps to move things along faster and tables will get cleaned faster by right.
They still have to clean the table.
Yeah. So
that's true.
And wash your cutlery So the faster you get the cutlery to the kitchen as well, it's actually better for everyone.
Hawker don't have service charge. People must clean the tables and the plates also.
Correct. Yeah. But hawker center is a whole different ball game right? It's a UNESCO heritage site and everything Yeah. So we need to treat it slightly differently. But that I think it's already improved a lot since the since the punishment for not returning your trays was introduced But you can tell people still have that mentality that if I pay service charge means I must be treated like royalty right?
Yeah, that one not good That one not good.
Which also tells you towards how we view our service staff as well right?
Yeah.
And say something Yeah. Definitely say something about us as consumers also. Yeah,
but I think the eating etiquette, dining out etiquette also, there's so much to talk about there, man.
Correct.
So much to talk about.
I think we are trying to also get more people from the F&B scene as well,
yes,
to come on the podcast to talk, because we've been talking about hawkers and all that so much lately, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to get a hawker.
We already have someone sort of lined up.
Yeah.
So they'll be kicking off the new year with.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yeah. But yes. Cool. So what is your one Shiok comment of the last few days?
My one Shiok comment is a comment on Reddit by Original Poster 2020. So sweet. It is titled PSA for Harish. Then I was like, oh fuck, what did I mispronounce wrongly again, or what did I say? But it was just a reminder to use my CDC vouchers by 31st December. And full disclosure, I have not finished using it. So this is a timely reminder. Thank you so much, Original Poster 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you going to spend it on?
So I've more or less finished the supermarket vouchers already.
Oh,
so now
okay.
I need to use the CDC one. So there's a wet market near my house. Maybe just go there and get groceries.
Okay.
Yeah, you use everything already.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
But like that means the non-supermarket ones, like what sort of stuff you get?
You're talking about the Live SG.
No,
Live
the
SG
CDC.
stuff.
The CDC. There's the ones you can use at Sheng Siong and all that,
yeah.
and the ones that you cannot.
So I've used all the supermarket one already. Yeah.
But on what? No, the other one.
The other one.
The
I'm not sure
non-supermarket
actually.
one.
Yeah, in my house, I'm not in control of all these things. I just approve and I move on. Yeah. I delegate a lot.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you delegate
Even
a lot.
even my NS Live SG credits, which I work so hard to earn, right? I also
delegate
generally
really.
delegate already.
I see. Delegate voluntarily or
voluntarily?
Oh, is it? Okay,
for the
yeah.
family. It's for the family. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but what about your one Shiok thing?
It's
one
a comment. It's a DM that someone sent us on Instagram. So I'm not going to say the person's name. But it was a response to the us getting cancelled, right? Hey guys, long time listener here. Really dismayed that you were targeted by yet another SJW on this Israel Hamas issue, right? Unfortunately, although I consider myself very left-leaning and anti-war, the amount of virtue signaling and holier-than-thou attitude that's come out over this is just so discouraging. So your long-time listener base knows all the good work you've done with Yellow Bud, so don't be discouraged. But I know you are more thick-skinned than that. Haha, keep it up. So yeah, nice message of support from listeners, right, who have listened a long time and know that we can't just be so placed in a one-dimension box that these a lot of these commenters are trying to.
I mean, even the comment thread on our Reddit, some people have kind of shared their perspective on like, okay lah, it's a bit unfair to just classify us as like Zionist lovers or genocide enablers lah, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes.
And what about your one Shiok thing?
My one Shiok thing is a podcast on the Star Talk podcast, which is Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast. Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast. I think because this year is the 10th anniversary of the Christopher Nolan movie Interstellar, so he interviewed Kip Thorne.
Oh shit!
Which was the science advisor behind the movie and also executive producer. Astrophysicist and science advisor of the movie Interstellar. I think Nobel Prize winner as well. It's called Discussing the Science of Interstellar with the science advisor Kip Thorne. So yeah, it's pretty cool because they talk about a lot of, not just about the science behind the movie, but about how do you even get a science advisor for a Hollywood movie. And then how they even go into things like how, for example, the idea of in Interstellar that the crops on Earth are so badly affected by a virus or a blight, right? They actually got a whole group of like biochemists or biology professors from Caltech to sit down and have dinner with like the filmmakers and Kip Thorne and talk about in what situation would it be so bad that we need to leave Earth rather than try and fix the crops on Earth, So everything in there is so meticulously backed up by scientific research that it's pretty crazy.
I think after the movie, they published a paper about something to do with black holes that was authored by Kip Thorne, building off the research that was done for the show.
Yeah. There was a whole book.
There was a whole book.
I read the book and I did not understand about 70% of it. But it's just thinking about, wow, it's so awesome that we can like sit down and listen to all these great minds just talk for like an hour, 2 hours, whereas back in the day, like maybe the only way you would do that is be able to read that book or something.
Yeah, or attend a talk or something.
Attend a talk once in your lifetime. But this one's like, it just
also
pops on my YouTube.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's very engaging listen, yeah.
Oh, solid.
Yeah.
Cool. My one Shiok thing is like, I mean, we were talking about it yesterday, but in the past few weeks, there's been a rebrand of Jaguar. Right.
Correct.
And there was a video that was released 2 weeks ago that was just like part one of the rebrand.
Yeah.
And it didn't feature a car. Like people say it was ultra woke, ultra forcing diversity, like throwing away the historical weight of Jaguar and what it stands for. And I saw so many people go on LinkedIn saying, here are 5 reasons why Jaguar missed an opportunity, blah, blah.
Mm.
And it was ridiculous because even then, there was an announcement that there was going to be the unveiling of the overall brand on December 2nd. But the amount of people who were just coming with I know everything, like, wow, this is horrible, this is a misstep in marketing and all, was so annoying, but also, like, you just watch it, like, wow, look at all these people. It left me wanting to find out what happens on 2nd December, and they did unveil it yesterday. And they're doing a whole strategic shift from being like, like a luxury car, very muscle, old school curves and all that, to becoming a luxury electric car company. And there was a 8-minute talk given by the chief creative officer.
It's called a Type 00 car, right?
Type 00 car.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's like what you would imagine the stereotypical, electric car to look like, but like, wow, they really leaned into it. And I mean, like, I'm not the biggest Jaguar fan. I think some of the cars they made in the past are fucking beautiful. But I don't feel very strongly about Jaguar. But I actually am very excited by this rebrand.
Really?
Because at least it's a company that's trying to do something different. Because I have no nostalgia associated to Jaguar. I don't think I've sat in a Jaguar. So I'm sure Jaguar lovers out there might feel like insulted. How can they throw away everything? But, like, when you hear the stories of the Kodaks and all that, didn't really innovate. This feels like, electric vehicles are all there, but there hasn't been the luxury electric car company coming out. And in fact, you have all these legacy electric car companies that are trying to hold on to their design values and make it electric. So if Jaguar wants to fucking lean in and go shit, right? Go off for it. I'm like, okay, it's interesting. It's interesting. So I just found it funny how everyone was coming up with all their 2 years of marketing experience and talking about how this was the worst thing Jaguar could ever do.
Who has 2 years of marketing experience?
I mean, you see people on LinkedIn,
LinkedIn influencers.
I don't want to say influencers, just people who
LinkedIn.
Like, I mean, everyone's of course free to post, but the conviction they had in how this was a terrible idea, and for all we know, it might be a terrible idea, but Jaguar as a company also, I think, hasn't been doing that well.
Yeah.
So if a company that's not doing that well wants to rebrand and innovate and really change and pivot, I mean, interesting.
Is it really innovation though?
No, as in, like, the fact that they're targeting luxury electric cars. Correct. I don't know what the innovation is, but you look at the inside of the cars, I mean, it looks like a prototype that you might see other cars also have.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming their whole rebrand, if they're targeting electric only luxury, I don't think there's a brand out there in the market that is attacking that niche. Right. And of course, some people say it's for the rich people and all that, but I mean, there's always going to be companies that are targeting the super rich. So, okay, interesting.
I mean, that's how Tesla started, right? Like, it was a very niche, only rich people could afford the cars, actually. And once it got a certain traction and, a very big, wait list and everything, then they started to announce, more accessible
But
vehicles.
wasn't their strategy from the start really just to bring electric cars to everyone?
I don't think so. That's why it was really, expensive, and it was seen as, this... it was a real flex to be able to get Tesla at first, right? And then they had all these, supposedly, I think, all these, WhatsApp groups where people, you put $1,000 down payment to put yourself on the wait list or something like that, And people in Singapore, I heard, they were flexing that, I'm in this WhatsApp group for Tesla pre-orders, and even Lee Hsien Loong is there. Lee Hsien Loong is there. Some crap like that. I've heard from people who post about this shit. And I was like, really? But anyway, that's the point. They made it so exclusive and so niche. But now, you throw a stone at the traffic light, you will probably hit a Tesla. You don't even think twice about it, right? Yeah. But at one point, I remember when Tesla Singapore also launched, they were having parties to celebrate people picking up the Tesla with pink balloons and everything also.
Correct.
But maybe that's what Jaguar is doing now. Is they say niche, then tomorrow is there's going to be a lot.
It still feels like Tesla. It was more the scarcity that made it very exclusive and made it only something the rich could get. But if you listen to Elon Musk from way back, also he believed electric cars are the future for everyone. Whereas this Jaguar, if they are going really, okay, we want to be luxury electric, I think, interesting. See what comes out. Yeah.
Correct,
Yeah.
Innovation.
I mean, innovation yet to see. But, the amount of shit they were getting for that first video.
You just upset with somebody on LinkedIn, right?
No, because, the first video got so much attention.
Yeah.
And if you want to do a rebrand, you want to bring people's eyeballs to your rebrand, I think he did a great job.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah. Interesting. See how it takes off.
Cool,
man.
Right.
But yeah, that's all for today. Remember, if you enjoyed the podcast, please do share it with at least one other person and follow us on YouTube, Spotify. Leave us a rating on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit.
Yeah. And if you want to work with us, check out ministryoffunny.com or contact@ministryoffunny.com.